Hello, everyone. This is Daniel Cole from GECO, Singapore. Right. While we wait for the rest to come in, we will have 5 minutes with Rahul later. Then trainer will come in later at 10 o'clock. Right. Apologies for the delay due to unforeseen circumstances. So we'll just give us a few minutes for everyone to come in. Oh, this is quite a big crowd, so hang on a moment. Once Rahul joins in, then we can start the ball rolling.
Hi there, guys. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can.
Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can, huh? Like we have many people. I'm a little bit shocked that Teams can handle so many people, huh? How's everybody doing today? Everybody had a good night of rest?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
did.
Okay. I
Yes,
see,
we did.
that the names that I met yesterday, some of you, I think I checked the names here and I believe I met most of you, yeah. Give me a thumbs up who met me yesterday. Let me see how many people did I meet. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, a few. Anna Christine is raising hand. I'll come to you, Anna. Okay.
Sorry, yes.
This false alarm, huh? Okay. Okay. Good stuff. All right, guys. It's a little bit harder. There are some things which are nicer in person, and there are some things which are nicer online, right? When you have a session like we are going to have today, maybe it's a little bit better to have it online as well, yeah. But I just wanted to have an audience with all of you to see like how things are going on. First of all, how many of you are in Manila? How many of you are in the accommodation locally? We have to communicate with thumbs ups, huh? Like let's communicate with thumbs ups. There you go. All right, and many of you. And how many of you managed to reach home safely and in a good way in time yesterday? There you go, Christine Kezel. Yeah. Okay. Neil Joseph, you're raising your hand. Okay, Neil, you want to say something? No. James. Okay. All right. Very good. All right, guys. How was the session yesterday? Let me have some comments first of all, before I make my opening and tell you what's going to happen today, which Daniel has probably shared with you already. But let me hear a little bit about what happened yesterday. What was your key takeaway? Let me see some comments in the chat. And anybody who can talk it through as well is very welcome. I need volunteers. Come on. What was the best part of yesterday? You can make comments about food, whether it was good or bad as well. Was the venue okay? How many of you thought venue was good? Was it convenient? Nobody is talking. I see Vaughn. Vaughn, I didn't get to see you yesterday. Were you there, Vaughn? Come on, leaders have to step up a little bit, huh? Vaughn, how was the session yesterday?
I were able to made some clarifications regarding ticketing in service now, so it was really great, and the food was good as well.
Food was good, huh? Vaughn, thank you so much. Yeah. Henelin, Sebastian, what was something that you was your key takeaway yesterday? Henelin? No. Okay. Let me go to Edsa. Edsa, hi.
Hello,
Edsa,
good morning.
good morning. Good morning, Edsa. How was the session yesterday, Edsa? It was good to see you in person.
It was good to see you too in person. Um, the session yesterday was great. The food, the convenient and all is, I think it's meet my expectation.
Okay, okay. What was your key takeaway yesterday? Like what was what did you take
The
away from
yeah,
yesterday
the deal
from
escalation, the MCCA, because
okay,
it's my first time to know more or deep dive the topic. So
okay,
I'm looking forward for tomorrow's sessions about I think they will discuss further the MCCA topic and everything tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking forward for that.
very good, very good,
Thank
very
you.
good. Did something surprise you? Did you meet all the leaders from SAP for the first time, or have you seen them before?
It is my first time to see Tika,
Okay.
Olivier, Lucas, Sir Pinto,
Was
and
was the
Kenneth.
was the physical appearance as per your expectation? Who shocked you?
I think they're all good. I don't expect uh too much because they're great inside and
Okay.
out.
Okay, that's nice, nice, nice. Okay, let me see whose name I can remember. John Mark Gapol. Hi, I think I remember you from yesterday. John,
Yes. Hello.
how are you, man? Like,
Hi.
what was? Tell me some impressions from yesterday.
Yeah, the food was great. Every session was meaningful and important to us so
Okay,
that we can collaborate more when it comes using the tools, especially that we are now using the service now as a platform and
okay,
reaching out to other teams, and as well how we can collaborate on, especially on things that involve escalation. So that was helpful. And I've also met um, some SAP internal users like Chloe.
Okay.
from I'm not sure what team is she from, but
Okay.
she was nice since we are sitting on the same table.
Okay. Okay. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Very good. Okay. Who else? Any volunteers? Come on, guys. How about Jean Paika Ustaris? I don't know if I met you. This would have is a unique name. I would have remembered it. Did you see me yesterday, Jean?
Yes,
You
yes,
did. You
Rahul.
did. Where were you?
Yeah, I was one of the person in the front
Okay, okay. I see you
registration.
tomorrow.
So
So
yeah,
tomorrow I'm going to be there again. So you tell me I was Gene. Okay. So how was
okay.
this is nice of you to say that you were happy to meet me. Huh? I would like to
Yes,
reciprocate the feeling
yes.
as
It's the
well.
first time for me to meet you.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. So nice that we get to meet in person. What was your highlight from yesterday's session, Gene? How do I pronounce your name? Do I pronounce it as Gene or well, how do you name yourself?
Yes, that is perfect. You pronounce it right, but you can call me Paika.
Paika. Okay, Paika. What was your
Yes.
key takeaway from yesterday?
The takeaways of the collaboration. The one that struck me the
Okay,
most is the collaboration part
okay, okay.
tool, which is I think will be very useful in the future.
That's nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, good stuff. I see Queenie has made a nice comment, interesting comment. Queenie, are you listening? You want to share a little bit about what was your key takeaway?
Hi, Rahul.
Hi
Good
there. Hi
morning.
there.
Hello, can you
Good
hear me?
to meet you yesterday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very well.
Yeah. Actually, there's a note that makes an impact for me from Samantha. Just like what I said in the comment, make it a habit to stay curious all the time.
Yes.
So, there's a quote from Samantha that says, if someone asks question and you don't know the answer, comment on it, so that
Yes.
if someone provide an answer, you will be notified for some insights and knowledge to add it on your learnings.
Right, right, right. This was nice. This was nice. I think I didn't know, I sat in for the session in the morning where they spoke about the values that SAP has, and I think it's one of them, isn't it? To be curious at all times, right?
Yes,
Good.
that's correct.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's go back to Neil Joseph Trinidad. Yeah, what are the golden rules? Like I think I briefly heard about it when Sam opened the session on the Mentimeter, right? So what were the golden rules? Neil Joseph, do you remember? I don't know if Neil Joseph is listening in, huh? No, 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 huh? Okay. Let me reach out to the old colleagues of ours, huh? Dennis, are you here? Dennis?
Yes, good morning, Rahul.
No, no, no photography for you today.
Sorry?
No photography for you today.
Uh,
A
I'm
break,
eating
a
my
break for one day,
breakfast.
huh? Okay, how many photographs did you take yesterday, and Dennis?
Tickets?
No, 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 not tickets, photographs. Like
That's a very
photographs
good
and
question.
always good ones from me, Dennis.
I'll count it later on. But
Okay.
yesterday is a marvelous event.
Hey,
This,
you need to send me a compilation of the best like 5 or 10 photographs, for my own
yeah, I'll compile
as soon
everything.
and as soon as possible, and just pick up 4 or 5. Did you manage to take like one of the whole team? Like, was it the whole group?
Yeah, I do have drone footage.
Oh, okay. I saw the drone going around. That was interesting, huh? Very good. Very
You
good.
weren't
Very
there
good.
in the
Yeah, I was
direction?
scared for a while what happened, like
I think
so
it's
drone
a
is not
good
a
thing because
very
everybody's laughing. It makes more the event more memorable.
Yes, 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 yes. Very good, Dennis. So send me 5 or 10. Just
I'll try my
the
best. I'll
ones
try my best.
which has everybody. Like it'd be nice to have a. Okay, I see. Who else do I
Thank
see?
you.
Rebecca. Rebecca, I didn't see you yesterday. Were you there in the session
Hi. Hi, good
nowadays?
morning. Yes, yes,
Good
I was
morning.
there.
You hiding? I didn't see you.
No, I was just talking with our L2 and L3 colleagues, Nami, Shanae, Chloe.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the session for you? What was the takeaway?
The key highlights for me is the collaboration itself and emphasizing our golden rules. So
Okay.
that's the highlights for me.
What's these golden rules? What are the golden rules, Rebecca?
The golden rules is our standardized process of the team or our
Okay.
workflow process.
Okay.
So it highlighted the no ticket ownership, creating your templates or working smart together
Okay.
with the tools that we have. Especially we
Okay.
are using our AI tools right now.
Okay.
Also the creation of the ticket or the incidents. So
Right.
creating separate ticket for separate or different issues. So
Right.
like that.
Very good. Very good. That's nice, huh? Good. Okay, let's see. Who else do I come on, guys. Anybody wants to volunteer? I need to otherwise pick up people, huh? Right? Anybody wants to share? Patricia, are you here or Patricia has gone to SAP already? I see K. K, hi. Another leader, huh? K, how are you? I think I saw you yesterday a couple of times, huh? How was the session for
Yeah.
you, K?
Hi there, everyone, and Rahul. Thank you so much. Yep, I'm good. And yesterday it's fun, and we learned so much. It provided valuable refresher and introduced new processes across all discussed topics. Overall, it all boils down to consistently applying the golden rules.
Right, right,
Yep.
right,
So transparency is very important. That's one of the
right.
golden rules that I've captured. In ticketing, it means making the status, actions, and decisions in a ticket clear, visible to everyone, making sure you have complete internal notes and also
Yep,
external notes to avoid confusion, delays, and repeated follow-ups. So
very
yeah,
good.
that's very important.
Well,
Thank
how
you.
is life
Mhm.
life going to change, Kay? Like before and after. Help me understand. Like in your best feeling, right? In terms of pre yesterday and post yesterday. How do you think life is going to change?
Well, before the BASEkom event, I know a lot of us don't have clear understanding of some of the processes we have currently in ticket handling. But after the session, it made me realize, oh, this one is the correct resolution path. This one is the correct process in handling tickets. The
Okay,
first in, first out. Maybe some not everyone is aware of that, or maybe they're not doing it as a practice, and also the cherry picking.
right,
Yeah,
right,
we
right.
know it's happening.
Right.
But it's good that
Cherry
Sam,
picking of which tickets to handle, huh?
yes. So
Okay.
it's good that Sam pointed it out so that everyone will stop doing cherry picking in getting tickets.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you mentioned transparency. I heard, I was having a chat with Tika. She was very tired, huh? Like it, but she was braving it in a very good manner. As she was sharing, it took her 44 hours. That's a lot of time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
To travel. But she put a very brave front, and she was saying, "No, I'm not tired," but I could tell from the voice, and but she mentioned about how things will become a little bit more transparent because of these dashboards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanna pick on. Okay, I wanna have somebody else come in now.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to share a little bit more about how they see Cyril? Cyril is the man. Yeah, Cyril. How do you think dashboards are going to help us understand what's going on in the process? No, Cyril is you're not here.
Yes, yes. Hi Rahul. I was not able to come yesterday due to prior commitment of mine. So yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We missed you, man. It was a nice event. So Hopefully there's some recording there, huh, Cyril? Okay, let me go to Jodina. Jodina Tumpalan. Tumpalan, you were there, Jodina?
Yeah, I'm here.
Aye.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
You didn't hear the question. Okay. Mike, then I'll come back to you. So let me then pick up. Who should I pick up? Like I want to see somebody that I met up with yesterday as well. Who did I meet up?
Hi, Rahul.
Eliza. Yes. Hi, Eliza. Okay. I saw you there. Okay. How?
Yeah.
What's your impression of this whole thing's about dashboards being created at a consolidated level and then at a team level and at a colleague level. What's your impression of how it will help us improve on our productivity?
I'm really excited, Raul, about this dashboard thing. I've been asking for the dashboard access to
Right.
Chris since
Right.
last year. So
Okay.
before I don't have the like a full grasp of what is my impact to the whole company. I know that I contribute some articles. I know that I've been answering tickets, but as a whole, I don't see myself in a bigger picture. But
Right.
now I'm excited. Can you hear me? Sorry. But
Yeah.
now
It's still okay.
but
Yeah.
now I'm excited to use the dashboard because it's like me being part of a team, me being part of the family, that I'm doing something for my company. So
Okay.
so that's what
Okay.
I'm excited about.
Okay. So what is the one KPI which you think which was very hard to track previously is something that will become a positive KPI, right? A positive
Prob-
KPI in your opinion, Eliza.
In my
One
opinion,
specific KPI.
sure, probably SLA and resolution rate. Because
Okay.
before, SAP doesn't allow tracking.
Okay.
So I know that I've been solving tickets. So we all know that we can resolve tickets. We know that we can resolve tickets in a short manner or in the best or most efficient way that we can.
Right.
But in whole grasp, we don't know which, okay, so am I doing great when it comes to KPI? Do I still need to work on it? So there's really it's blurry on that part. But
Okay.
now with service now, we can easily check what's happening on our SLA, what's happening on our resolution rate. So that's a good thing to check.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. I see another familiar face, familiar name, Geraldine Bumatai. Geraldine, how are you? Right? Geraldine, my question to you is how long will it take us to kind of get familiar with this new process, in your opinion? Yeah, the dashboards and understanding how things are being tracked. How long is it going to take? In
Hi,
your best opinion?
good morning, Rahul. Okay. When it comes to the dashboard, you mean the overall that discussed yesterday, right?
Yeah, the one that they were
Mm.
talking about. I didn't see the dashboard, so I just heard about it quite a bit.
Oh,
Is it going to take time for us to understand what's going on, or is it going to be plug
mm.
and play?
Yeah, but as per my understanding, I um we'll just on as a support, so we're just
Right.
checking uh our own tickets based
Okay.
on based on the totality. I don't know, but I think there's numbers from the dashboard there. So from our own if we want to check, so
Right.
we want to check our own progression or productivity, so we can check there if it's how many resolved tickets
Okay.
or how
Okay.
many tickets that you have. But
Yeah.
I think I much more I remembered about the AI about the AI or
Right.
co-pilots like that.
Right.
Mm,
There's a combination of things going on there, right? I mean,
mm,
but one thing that I think we Tika and the team was very open to call the so-called elephant in the room, which was AI, right? And they I think one chart, I think this was the last slide that Tika presented, which where she spoke about how the organization is going to change, like from, where you had that head count layered in a pyramid to a new pyramid.
Yeah.
How many of you remember that chart? Give me a thumbs up if you do. Let me see. How many of you were paying attention? Huh? Do you remember the last slide that Tika presented in the morning? By the way, do we have access to the slides? You guys should ask access to the slides so that you can reflect on it. But there was this last slide that Tika presented, where I think the takeaway for me was the nature of work changing, right? The nature of work changing from not avoiding tickets, even though there is a KPI on ticket avoidance, right? But on focusing more on knowledge management and focusing more on proactive management of issues, right? And I think one of the things that stayed with me was even though we may be able to address tickets, it doesn't mean that tickets will go down, because the goal is not to kill the number of tickets. The idea is to resolve the tickets as soon as possible, right? Because origination of tickets is natural, right? And that's how we as humans work. We have issues, we want to report them, right? But it was also, I think, how there will be more higher value work for everyone in terms of controlling or analyzing information and looking for root causes and stuff like that. So I think all of this takes time, some time to adjust. So I imagine the next 1 or 2 months you will get to know it in a good way. I'd like to thank the team. CJ is here. CJ, like what was your takeaway, man? Like in terms of the session yesterday.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi.
It's really good to see all. It's been a while since we have this last
Very good.
BASEkom.
Yeah.
It's glad to catch up with everyone here. I think after the base conference yesterday with the global team, here's how I see things moving forward. So I think um, we'll start to see some real shifts in how we work. There will be a clearer priority, so you'll have a better sense of where to focus day to day. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, well, we start to expect stronger ownership from all of us, and we should aim to resolve things within our level before escalating. And I think the collaboration with the other teams will also be more important moving forward, as I believe this will help us move faster and deliver better results, Rahul.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely, and I want to come to you, Miguelino, yeah, in a bit, yeah. So, but CJ, I think you brought up a very nice point, huh? The fact that everybody was there and we got to see people,
Mm.
in real flesh and blood, So,
Yeah. I
so that
think
was
Rahul also it's also need to be we also need to be more proactive in our communication, especially with our stakeholders. I think
right.
this will avoid delays and misalignment as well. And I think we need to continue improving on how we work. We focus on small changes that we can help with the
Mhm.
turnaround time and the
Right,
quality.
right. Right. I had too many things, huh? Then I love how all of this is coming back, huh? So CJ, but I'd like to thank you because
You're
you
welcome.
led the discussion on what is to be covered today, right? And
Mm.
and what I want to tell you today is, since we are all taking time away from normal operations and work, so
Mm.
while I was doing a discussion with all the leaders. on what else can be implemented. I think all the leadership team was of this opinion that we should have some upskilling on topics, and two topics that were shortlisted by CJ and Juan and rest of the teams in consultation was one was IT service desk, ITIL-based service desk management. How does it work, right, as a concept? And the second one was AI, but AI not on ChatGPT, but on the safe use of AI, right? What because I think we all know SAP is a very large company, right? We know this for a fact, but at the same time, they are very particular about confidentiality related to data and information, and we all sign these NDAs and stuff that many times we during work are on, hey, like we just sign them and stuff like that. But I think this AI world is going to open a big can of worms, and that's why we need to focus on what is the safe use of AI, especially in a corporate environment. Yeah. So these are the two topics that we have set out. It's an online session. The trainer requested to push it by an hour, so it's going to start our time 10 o'clock, right? But I wanted to introduce to all of you the team in the background who has been setting it up. We have Daniel here. Daniel is our technical mentor. Please say hi to Daniel. He has been working very hard over the last 2 weeks to finalize this training. So Daniel, over to you for you to share a little bit to the team about what to expect. Maybe I help you kind of give them a guidance. So I don't think you will become an ITIL expert in the whole day, right? ITIL is much deeper a topic, right? And as well as on AI. Like I want to like not create the wrong expectations here. Yeah, it's an introduction, but a very important introduction. So the rest of it, I give it to Daniel. Daniel, what should the team, provided the trainer joins on time, right? So what should the team expect today with them on his schedule and the workings for today? Yeah, Daniel.
Sure. All right. Also like to introduce Mon, my colleague. She's also a key part in this session. She's also managing our GECO learning management system. Okay. Mon, say hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. So what I'm going to with you curriculum. Just give me a moment. Let me load up. Right. While we are waiting, do we still have people who are unable to access the GECO learning management system or LMS? Anybody still having issues?
Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Yeah, I email because I still haven't like I'm still unable to access the reset password, or I'm still not receiving any reset password from my personal email.
Okay.
Can you send me the message in this stream? I will find your email and send the reset password. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So there's a small number of people who have not received their emails, or those who do receive but somehow could not reset. All right, so appreciate if you can send your email to Mon and GECO. Mon, I will type your email address, right?
Sure, Daniel.
Yeah, since we are using personal emails, maybe Mon, you share your corporate email, and then everybody can send you an email you are doing the ticketing today, huh? Came on, you are helping the ticket masters, right? So
Yeah.
so so you send came on a note separately, and then she will activate it for you. Yeah, Daniel, back to you.
Yep. Thank you, Rahul. All right. Let me brief you on. Okay, let me share my screen. You should be able to see the curriculum for today. So the morning session will start at 10. All right. And the trainer will brief you on generic ITIL best practices. Right. So this is not the SAP ITIL, this is ITIL in general. So you already heard about incident management and escalations. So there might be some overlap, right? So he will share with you the common industry best practices when dealing with ticketing environments where you have certain incidents raised, and when the recurring incidents keep coming up, then what do you do with it? Do you have a workaround, for example? Uh, do you have any references, documents to overcome the workaround, for example? That doc references will be part of your knowledge. So you hear these things like KB articles, all right? Creating an article on that. And when more and more incidents is coming in, maybe you start to create a problem ticket. That's where the problem management comes in. So let me zoom in for you. All right. Because a problem is a known issue, all right? We know something is wrong and people are still facing it, then what do we do? All right. Someone else, this problem ticket will be assigned to the respective group. Let's say if it's email, it will be the exchange admin group, for instance. And the escalation manager will also look at the problem and manage the problems. If they found a fix or there is a known fix, they will they'll do the testing first, then they'll apply the fix. That's coming into the change management side of it, where they actually need to shut down the system to apply the change, for instance. All right. So when they have a change manager, a global change manager to manage all changes. And if let's say future use or future users need to upgrade, then they will probably have to put up a request to put in additional privileges or additional links or to access the change system. So you can see it's all interlinked in some way or other, whether it's a small recurring incident to problems going to be managed into as changes, right? And whether a request is fulfillment, it needs to be managed as well, and new knowledge learned will need to be updated, whether it's changing existing KB articles or adding new KB articles. Hey. All right. So we'll just walk through ticketing life cycle, handling escalations, various scenarios. We'll try to give as much scenarios as possible. So I'm not going to cover everything, but this is just what you have in the morning afterwards. In the afternoon, we we heard about AI, so we like the trainer to share with us the best practices of AI being used around the world. So the trainer has a very good, strong credentials in AI. Talk about okay, risk, managing risk when dealing with AI, especially in the public platforms. All right. You need to fact check your work because AI is generated. Right? Best practices to protect your data and acceptable use. He has been given some common use cases by your tech leads. So we will try to see how we can slip them into both the ITIL and the AI aspects of it. We'll talk about, you heard this term called prompt engineering, where you will probably have
Yes.
a few demos on what makes a good prompt, right? So you learn about structure. Basically, learning good English. All right. There's a term right now where it says learning English is now more important than programming. So your automations support productivity situations and AI-assisted ticketing triage, for example. Auto AI classification and priority suggestions. These are the things that can help in your day-to-day work. Right? So there are a lot of use cases. We'll try and cover as much as possible. And there's a full packed day. All right. All right. So in the meantime, I like to brief you on the let me log out first. The GECO Learning Management System, right? The LMS. So when we're referring to LMS, this is hosted by GECO, where if you log in, you will see a dashboard on the list of courses that you are allowed to access. BASEkom is not the only course. In the future, you will see more trainings and courses that's made available to you. Okay. We like you to use your personal email address because it is quite permanent. It associates with you all the time. All right. So you can use it for all your needs. I will click on the BASEkom, ITIL, and AI, where you will see a list of modules from introduction down to the test itself. So I'll just briefly go through for all of you. You will have, I'll click view as a student. This is what you see, right? This is what you will see when you log in. So today is the 7th of April. You will, after today's training, I keep emphasizing after, then we will upload the training videos, okay? I would expect you all to, today I expect you all to focus on the training itself, all right? Then tomorrow, we'll upload the videos. You can watch the videos again, like a YouTube video style, right? When you click on it, it's like our GECO YouTube channel. And then I expect you all to take a test. All right, you have three, it's a multiple choice questions. All right, test, 80, passing is 80%. There are 20 questions. I'll come to that later. Once you pass the quiz, I will need you to fill up the confidentiality agreement form, because just to acknowledgement that about the risk of AI and not able to putting corporate data out in the outside world. Once this done, our local HR will issue a certificate in PDF. And yeah, you get something out of it. Any questions so far?
None so far.
Okay. The next module, this is the same link as what we are on right now in case. I'm not sure any of your colleagues still not able to access the Teams link. None? Okay, great. If you have someone who's not able to access, just copy the link here. They can attend right away. Now, after the next module will be the training video. So if you click right now, you should not see anything yet because the training video is not finalized yet. All right. So we will need time to edit the video, convert to on our YouTube channel, then you can watch it. Same thing for the AI videos. For the assignment, the technical quiz is I'll probably show a snippet afterwards, but it's a list of 20 questions. So you have 1 minute to answer each question, multiple choice. And the confidentiality agreement. So I'll leave the student view. The quiz will look something like this. All right. So you have up to 3 attempts. All right. We can adjust accordingly. And the correct answers will display immediately. A show of hands, anybody who has accessed learning management systems like this before in the past? No? This is your first time? Okay, great.
A different company.
Yes, first time.
Oh, previous. I mean, I'm referring to other learning management system. Really? Okay. Wow. So here you can see that you have a good, nice working platform for your future training needs. All right. You send us feedback on what courses you would like to see and how we're trying to figure out what kind of training previously has done, and we'll try and place it and so you can share among yourselves. Okay. I'll just click on next to start the test. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. I'll do a preview. So questions like this, 20 questions, then you select the appropriate answer. Don't click right away, all right? Click only when you have, when you are sure, all right? Because you need assess whether you will pass or fail on each question on the first click. And you can see a timer activated when you click on the first question. All right. If you're not sure, you can click on the next question. Okay. And continue. Don't waste time. All right. And when suddenly you know the answer to the first question, you can click on question 1 and go back and fill up the answer. Any questions so far? Okay. Let me go back into the home page. like videos. I'll go to the next module. Next module, the confidentiality agreement. It is set up like another quiz, all right? It's not multiple attempts, so it's quite all right. Where you will need to read and acknowledge. Okay. Then you put in your name, your full name, your position, the date of acknowledgement, and some declarations, all right, on the proper use of the knowledge you have gained. Okay. Then just click on submit quiz. That's it. So the format is something like a quiz where you just fill up once and for all. Any questions or concerns about this?
None so far.
Right. Now, when will you be notified to get the certificate? Okay, so this one, we will have a record of how we'll probably process in batches, not one by one. So for example, tomorrow, 20 people has click on the 2 videos and then pass the quiz and fill up the confidentiality agreement. Then our local HR will issue the certificates in soft copy format. We don't need hard copy. All right. If you want, you can generate yourself. So it's only on these 3 conditions, and then we'll batch it up and our HR will send it over to you. So it may not be immediate, right? If you're not hear from us for at least a week, then let us know. We'll check on your status. So make sure some common mistakes, like people who didn't fill up the confidentiality agreement, who might miss out certain fields, for instance, right? Technical quiz, remember, is 80% passing rate, all right? Some people may reach out, just got 75% passing rate. Sorry, you have to meet that criteria in order to get the certificate. All right. Okay. Kamon, do you have anything to address with them? You are still working with those who have sent out to you?
Yes, I am still working on it. I think I still have 9 or 10 people to reset the password. I'm working on one by one and I will reply the email.
Very good. Okay. So remember, today is the training only. Only tomorrow you will be able to start seeing the ITIL and AI videos. All right. Tomorrow, you don't attend the technical quiz right away. All right. It's best. There's no rush to fill up the quiz and fill a confidentiality agreement. All right. However, we still expect 100% participation rate. If tomorrow you can't make it, you can still do it on Thursday or Friday, right? Or you feel that I want to concentrate on the BASEkom event this week. I'm too busy dealing with this. You can do it on a weekend, all right? Okay. Anybody got special requests on what additional training they would like to see in the future?
Hi there, Daniel. I just wanted to come in. We have
Yep.
a couple of minutes left for 10 a.m., right?
Yep.
So this is something that they can probably collect as a feedback, once we are done with this. Yeah. But thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you for taking us through with the detail of what to expect, right? And also the LMS system. The whole idea of getting this LMS system was, guys, to like as Daniel was sharing, make it a regular thing for future, have a placeholder. And the reason we requested our personal emails is because of all of this, like client privacy and confidentiality things and stuff. And this is really trainings on our own self development, right? I think one of the things that Daniel mentioned, the topics are more generic. Unfortunately, we cannot use SAP client specific process or artifacts directly, right? You are very well aware of how they cannot be used in a public manner. So we have taken a broad, more conceptual approach on topics, and there might be some differences in terms of how the processes are implemented in your customer, in your client SAP environment. But the discussions today, both on ITIL and AI, are going to be more broader conceptual, right? And all these questions that you had, which you're not sure of, I encourage you to, like reach out to the trainer and call them out. Like you should treat it as a more wholesome understanding of service management and the use of AI, right? It's a very new field, especially AI. While each one of us is using ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, there are so many tools. It's very important to know what's the best practice use. Yeah. So I hope you get some insight into that today. Yeah. So without the, I had one colleague that wanted to say something. Who was that just now? Was it? I forgot the name. You wanna share what you wanted to say just now? Who was it? Had raised the hand. I did not get back to you. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I just wanna share something about the
Of
um
course,
what
Miguelito. Yeah. Yeah.
what happened yesterday.
Yes.
The event actually shifted me a lot because I hearing and seeing how our support and leader is very serious and genuinely looking towards a robust user assistance. I can feel now that I'm not just working under chat support team, but I'm working under a bigger team with a bigger family, which is the base team. I know that after this I will not be nervous, or I will not simply work alone because of the collaboration thing happening and the thing that they are trying to give us the support. I'm now confident because I know who are the people at my back willing to back me up for all the support that I need. So after this, I'm pretty confident that I am not just working for Team Pat from chat support, but I'm working as my whole team is with me. The whole base team is willing to work with me. So that's how it changed me or shifted me. It's actually it's timing because right now our leaders are also doing a robust change or approach in doing relentless user support. After they came up with all these changes, it's pretty timely that we did the BASEkom. So I really appreciate you guys for doing this for us. Thank you so much.
Very good. What a nice reflection, Miguelino. Yeah, this is really nice to see you say it with so much of emotion as well. Huh? I really appreciate your you're kind of like summarizing it in such a way, nice way. Yeah. I hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, come by and say hello. Yeah, and I think we
Thank
have
you.
Akash here as well, who's the trainer. Yeah, Akash, are you listening in?
Yes, yes, Rahul, I've been listening
Yeah.
in, and good
How are
morning,
you?
everyone.
Okay. Good morning. So I'll give it to Daniel. Daniel, over to you to launch. Have a great day today, guys. It's going to be a enjoyable session for you guys. Yeah, and Daniel, you can kick it off. And I see you around tomorrow, guys. Have a good one. Yeah, all the best. Yeah, I'm gonna come out now. Bye bye.
Bye, Rahul.
Bye,
Bye,
Rahul.
Rahul. Take care.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
Rahul.
you.
Bye
Thank
bye bye.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Rahul.
you.
Bye.
All right, Akash, you can start sharing your screen.
Yeah, let me do that.
So
And
I
hello,
think they have a lunch at uh, at 11:30. Correct me if I'm wrong, CJ.
so in 1.5 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, understood. I'll keep that noted. And how long is the lunch break, by the way?
1 hour.
1 hour, 1 hour.
1 hour. All right.
All right, over to you.
Thank you. Can you see my screen yet, guys?
Not
Not
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wait, let me reshare. How about now?
Yes.
Yes, I can see
Yes.
now.
Yes.
You can see it now.
All right, perfect. So, we have divided today's session into multiple parts, around 4 to 5 parts. The first part, in the first session of the day, we will understand about ITIL V4. I hope you guys have some experience with ITIL before.
Not yet.
First time.
Not yet. First time? All right,
First
all right.
time.
Okay,
None
okay,
yet.
fair enough. Then it is going to be an interesting session, guys. There will be a lot to learn. And pardon if I'm coughing sometime, I'm not keeping that well. So might go into mute few times, but let's not let that come in the way. We'll start with the real problem. Why this framework, ITIL framework exists, what is ITIL, what is ITSM, and what is their value addition. I have a question for everyone, and I want you to maybe type in the chat. What's your biggest frustration when it comes to the current ticketing process? You might have used ITIL, you might have used ServiceNow, or you might not have. But take a guess which one of these 5 situations or causes is or might be contributing to the most amount of frustration. Is it tickets getting lost or misrouted? Or is it no visibility into SLAs and their statuses until it is too late? Or is it the same issues recurring without any resolution of the root cause? Or is it no smooth handovers between shift drops and no context sharing between them? Or is it that knowledge is hard to find, especially when it is in the form of articles, when it is needed in real time? Which one do you think is the biggest problem, guys? Or personally, in your experience, which one have you seen cause the most amount of issues? I can see a lot of traction for A. Yes, I can see a lot of people chiming in about A. Any other answers so far? I see A and C. Some people have said A and E as well. Okay. Nobody has yet gone for B. Nobody has yet gone for D. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Okay. B and E. We have our first B. Okay. Let me tell you. It is in fact all of these, right? There is no clear answer. Different teams or different individuals might be having or facing different issues. But at some point or other, if you have been using ServiceNow or any other similar ITIL tool, you would have encountered these issues, especially if we are to talk about any of the older versions, then all of these issues have a potential of occurring at some point or the other. And that causes huge frustration and also inefficiency when it comes to processes, right? So then what is the resolution, guys? And what is ITIL V4 doing differently that it solves, in fact, all of these? Or what is a framework like ITIL all about? How does it solve all of these issues, right? So without structured ITSM and with ITIL-based ITSM, we will compare the two scenarios and see for ourselves. Now, before I dive into this comparo, I want to ask how many of you know the full form of ITSM and how many of you know the full form of ITIL? What is ITSM? Quickly, anyone? You guys can speak up for this as well. Or you can raise your hands. Anyone? Anyone who knows the full form of ITSM? ITSM stands for IT Service Management. IT Service Management. So it's quite a simple acronym. It's not complicated at all. IT Service Management. I'm going to type it in your chats as well so that you can refer to it later. IT Service Management. What is IT Service Management? Let us understand it briefly. So IT service management basically refers to the whole process of designing, building, delivering, operating, and controlling information technology services. Uh, and this is for users within an enterprise. Generally, IT service management is not used for small businesses, is not used for solopreneurs. It is used when you are working in a service-based enterprise, typically. So it focuses on aligning your IT services with the business needs, especially clients or end users' business needs, and it improves the employee productivity and gives you a structured way of getting in requests, servicing requests, and tracking the whole process of servicing requests. Right? This term was coined a while ago, like 2 decades ago, but it was popularized by Atlassian, a huge corporation responsible for many tools that developers all around the world and or IT engineers all around the world use. So they refer to this whole umbrella of processes as IT service management. It is not just a technology, guys, but it is a combination of people, processes, and technology. Three things. So key processes in ITSM, you would have heard of things like incident management, right? So whenever any issue occurs, right, any problem occurs, let's say AWS goes down, it is an incident for AWS, right? So how quickly you are able to restore the service after an incident is known as incident management. Or in more cruder words, it is also known as how quickly you are able to fix system outages. Similarly, another process might be request fulfillment. Let's say there is a new ticket by a end user for a particular service, right, or a particular software. Let's say you are using Microsoft Teams, like we all are doing right now, and because of some reason, let's say Teams crashed, then we would mail Microsoft folks, or we would raise tickets, we would complain. So that complaint, user requests are just a diplomatic way of putting or representing complaints only. So how quickly and how efficiently are user complaints addressed for any new service or for fixing existing service, that is known as request fulfillment. Then you might also have change management. What is change management? Let's say Teams has to upgrade or Google Chrome has to upgrade. So Google Chrome provides this service of restoring your tabs whenever you are updating it, right? So why is that? That is a strategy under change management, that the end user's version is changing, but the risks are minimized. So minimizing risks when modifying any IT infrastructure or software is known as change management, so that users don't end up complaining a lot or users are not inconvenienced a lot. And then finally, problem management can be identifying and solving the root cause of problems. Let's say Teams keeps crashing. They've temporarily fixed it, but now Microsoft has to find what was the root cause. Why did Teams crash in the first place? That is known as problem management. So far, everyone is clear on ITSM and these different processes that I just gave examples of. Yes. Yes, I'll just quickly again jot them down for you guys. So you have incident management, okay, basically any outages. Then you have request fulfillment. Then you have third point. What did I mention, guys? Anyone? Type in the chats.
Problem management.
Change management, basically. Yes, more or less correct. Change management. And then last one is problem management. Yes. So these are your four basic processes under ITSM. Clear? And I hope everyone can envision why these are important processes, especially if you are providing a service to end customer, or if you're owning a tool that a lot of other organizations or your clients are using, why these processes might be super, super important. Okay. Now, what is ITIL then? Where does ITIL or ITIL, as we call it, come into the picture? Anyone knows? First of all, let's start with the full form. Anyone knows the full form or expansion for ITIL? Give it a guess. Yes, ITIL stands for IT Infrastructure Library or Information Technology Infrastructure Library. That is correct. Information Technology Infrastructure Library. The full form might look daunting, but it's actually a very, very simple thing if you understand IT management, IT service management. It is just a very popular framework that provides the best practices for ITSM. So we learned about ITSM, these processes, how to go about change management, how to go about incident management, what SOPs to follow for problem management. These kind of knowledge, the best practices are defined by ITIL. And ITIL is not the only framework that does that. There are some other frameworks, although less popular, but other frameworks include DevOps, Lean Six Sigma, you might have heard. COBIT is a little bit of an older or antiquated framework. So these are also other frameworks which can be used for IT service management. But uh, tools like ServiceNow, Jira Service Management, they all implement ITIL, or in other words, they enforce IT service management by following the best practices laid out by ITIL. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. Then let us dive a little bit deeper into how ITSM and ITIL are linked to each other. right? We discussed that ITIL is a framework of best practices, but how are they actually linked to each other, right? How does one use ITIL? So ITIL, like I told, is the world's most recognized framework, right? It was originally developed in the 1980s. It has evolved through several versions. Currently, ITIL version 4, which was released this year, is the most recent one, and it emphasizes agility, collaboration, and value co-creation. So we will discuss in at length about the components of ITIL v4 like SVS, etc. So there are 34 management practices. Earlier there were 26 practices or processes in ITIL v3. In the recent one there are 34. And organizations are certified to be either ITIL aligned or not. So let's say your organization or your team follows all the 36 or 34 rather management practices defined by ITIL, and it is verified by an audit. So your organization or your team can be ITIL aligned, right? And individuals like yourself, if you are following or working in such a structure, you can be ITIL certified to show that you are an expert in this framework, right? So how they work together is I can give you an analogy of a restaurant, right? ITSM is like the entire operation, taking orders, cooking food, serving customers. ITIL is the recipe book that will tell the chef exactly how to prepare the dishes so that it is ensured that all the dishes are high quality and consistent every time it is prepared. So if you're ordering a pasta or spaghetti bolognese, you will get the same quality no matter when you are ordering. So using both of these together, so your organization follows IT service management and uses the rules or the practices defined by ITIL. This, how does this help the business? Why should an organization or a company follow ITIL or ITSM? Mainly for two, three things. First, reduce cost. Second, improve service quality. And third is responding faster to change. The third one is very, very important. Most organizations use ITIL or ITSM practices for responding faster with tighter SLAs to any requests. I hope I made some sense. Is it clear, everyone, about ITIL?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, all good.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Quick recap question, guys. What are the three pillars of ITSM? I discussed that it is not just technology, but other things as well. Yes, Emmanuel, I see your hand raised.
Question, guy.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah,
sorry.
Emmanuel. Okay, I take it that was unintentional. Okay, so the three pillars that you should always remember whenever. Is anyone saying anything? I hear some sounds. All right, so the three pillars will always be people, process, and technology. Okay, so ITSM will rely on a combination of people, process, and technology to be successful. So never forget that it is all three. Out of 34 management practices in ITIL, a lot of them have to do with people, a lot of them have to do with technology, a lot like using ServiceNow or how you should be using, and a lot of them have to do with processes. Whereas some of them have to do with combination of people and process like SLAs, etc., combination of process technology or combination of all threes. Clear? And what is the latest version of ITIL that we have, guys? Latest version of ITIL?
4.
Yes, V4, correct. All right. So now let us get back to this comparison, right? So without any ITSM practice, right? If you are an organization and if you are not using ITSM and you are having some tools or services and you are catering to users, what will happen? Let's go through these scenarios. Tickets that are raised by users will get logged inconsistently. There might be different formats. Some might be raised through emails. Some might be raised through platforms. Some might be coming in through phoning. So there will be inconsistency. Some fields, important fields might be missing, and therefore the person on the ticket who is assigned the task to resolve it will not have their priorities clear, will not have complete information. Escalations will be based on who sends the request first or who sends it most number of time. There won't be any clear guidelines to follow. Then the same incident, let's say you have already resolved an incident, there will not be any knowledge transfer. You will not implement, there won't be any structured process to learn from that incident, right? So the same P2 or P3 incident will keep on repeating at periodic intervals, right? New hires, let's say people come in, leave the team, new people come into the team. New people will not have knowledge of all the scenarios already faced by the team or by previous people in the team. So new hires will ask the same obvious questions. Knowledge will reside in people's heads. Shift handovers, when one person's shift is ending and another person is taking over. If there is some work or some ticket that is unresolved, then it has to be conveyed manually or verbally. This is not a standard or good practice, right? And SLA breaches will be discovered at the end of the week, not in real time, not in real time. Now, with ITIL-based IT service management, you will have standardized ticket templates with mandatory fields and auto categorization. So you will have a process. You will have a process to it. You will have priority defined as impact times urgency. So yeah, you will get to know if a particular task has come, ticket has come, what is its priority? How that is, how quickly it has to be resolved, and what is the objective of the ticket. It will be auditable at any given point of time, and it will all be SLA driven. By the way, I hope everyone knows what is SLA.
Service level agreement.
Correct. It is service level agreement. And what does service level agreement mean? What does it translate to? Yes. Anyone would like to take a guess, take a hunch?
It means how efficient we answer a ticket, how long it took for us to resolve the problem.
Uh, Not how long it took. Service level agreement is pre-decided. Basically, how long it should take for you to answer a particular kind of ticket. That is service level agreement. I hope you're clear on the difference.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, how long it took um, is generally what was your efficiency, but how long it should take ideally is the service level agreement. So let's say I can give you a simple example to understand. Let's say you take in your car for servicing, right? And it's a general routine service. So it should take around 1 working day or let's say 2 working days. But if it takes a week, that means there is something wrong and you can escalate via email. But your emails will not be entertained if you're emailing in just 2 hours that you have dropped your car uh, 2 hours ago and now you're emailing that it is not yet serviced. So SLAs are how organizations or leadership in organizations, they determine whether something is delayed or not delayed, essentially, or something is on track or delayed. That is determined by SLAs, and SLAs are always pre-configured or predetermined. So the organization has a rule, has a specific SLA that when a car comes in for general checkup and service, it should take anywhere between 1 to 3 days, let's say, depending on what needs to be fixed. I'm clear on this, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're clear. Thanks.
Let me also, yeah. Now let us come to this point. So with ITIL-based ITSM, recurring incidents like, let's say, an issue which has happened once or twice, which is a known issue essentially, right, will be accompanied by a problem record, right? Problem record means when last time the same issue occurred, how was it fixed? What was the root cause? Everything will be documented in that problem record. So whenever any issue or whenever any issue comes, what should be your first step? Your first step, you will also see in ITIL that is recommended, is to search through the problem records to see if any similar issues which have been resolved before exist. If they exist, your job is easy. You just have to follow the same steps to replicate the resolution, right? If it still doesn't get resolved, then you escalate it. So this process is also defined by ITIL, and knowledge articles are created or problem records are created from every resolved P1, P2 issues, and they are searchable, they are reusable, right? So these two also are important clauses defined by ITIL. Then, whenever a shift is ending, structured handover reports, right? Formats are already predefined. Structured handover reports have to be given by the person going out of shift to the person coming in shift, right? And real-time SLA dashboards with auto-escalation mails and triggers are in place. So basically, it is automated so that higher authorities can get to know if something is not getting resolved in due time and how much percentage of tickets are actually breaching the SLAs. So all of this is structured and much more automated with ITIL-based ITSM. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
All right. So with ITIL V4, earlier it was V3, like I said, it has been in existence since 1980s, but the recent one, which came out in March, I guess, February or end February or March of this year, right? And it was refined this year, it came out just last year, is V4. And what has changed essentially, and what are we going to learn? Earlier, we referred to ITIL, that incident management and other such things, as processes. Now they are called practices. Why this change? We will see it in more details once we deep dive into ITIL V4, right? Basically, practices are flexible. Processes were rigid. Processes were rigid in the sense that, let's say a process had step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You always had to follow the same 4 steps in the case of previous ITIL. Now practices are flexible and adaptable to context. So it is not one size fit all anymore. You have more like guidelines to use for your scenarios. Then earlier in ITIL V3, we used to refer to service lifecycle. Now it is called service value system, right? Again, it is much more flexible than service lifecycle before. I'll come to each one in some time. It is not a linear pipeline anymore. Value creation is now interconnected. Earlier, there were 26 processes and 4 functions. Now there are 34 practices. So we have added some new things and things like general management, you see, workforce management. So it is related to people, risk assessments, risk mitigation, strategy for that. Earlier, we had prescriptive steps. Now we have guiding principles. Basically, processes, like I told you, earlier had step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Those were prescriptive steps that you had to follow rigidly. Now you have guiding principles. Practices are like guiding principles. So you have like 7 guiding principles per practice to guide your decision. So you do not have to follow the steps blindly or rigidly. And ITIL V3 was IT centric. Now it is co-creation of value centric. So an IT organization can be serving a non-IT organization as well, and ITIL V4 will be applicable there as well. So wherever there is a consumer producer setup, right, or service provider and consumer setup, ITIL V4 will work over there. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me draw your attention to a whiteboard that I'll be sharing with you guys. And we'll learn the deep dive into ITIL together. All right. Let me know when you can see a different screen, the whiteboard. Can you guys see the whiteboard yet?
Still the same.
Not yet.
Okay. Let me stop and share the whiteboard then. How about now, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. Focus to this. So let me take you through I'll take you through the basics of ITIL. Then I will tell you each component of ITIL in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we'll directly jump into ITIL V4. There is no much point in going through previous ITIL versions because they are outdated or deprecated now. Now, this you see, and you will see this diagram a lot whenever we are talking about ServiceNow or whenever we are talking about ITIL V4. Like I told you, there are three main pillars, right? People, process, and technology. In ITIL V4, we have divided it into four quadrants. Okay. So you have organizations and people, you have information and technology, you have partners and supplies, and value stream and processes or practices that we call it. So the core of all of these are practices, right? Which are basically guiding principles. So you have a service value system, that is, you have to follow this chain of thought process whenever you are deciding any course of action. You have to plan, you have to improve, you have to design and transition to better solutions, you have to obtain resolutions, and you have to deliver the resolution along with support it. So this is the core of ITIL V4, and let me take you through each of the elements now. Each of the elements. You guys are able to see my screen, right? Just confirming. Everyone is able to see it?
Yes.
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 Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. Right. So, um, let's go into four dimensions of service management. We'll directly start from there. So, we're talking about the four dimensions of service management. Now, notice I am not using the word IT service management. Why? Can anyone tell me? I've just given you the reason a few minutes ago. Can anyone tell me why I'm not using IT service management here? Yes. Any guesses, guys?
Is it the incident management, request fulfillment, change management, and problem management?
No, no, not really. I just gave you the reason. I didn't write it. Just a minute ago, minute or two ago, I mentioned it, but indirectly. Yes, Judy.
Because IT management is actually too vague and it's technology focused.
Yes, and we just discussed that with ITIL V4, one of the changes we saw in the slide, right, that was happening is now it caters to any kind of service provider and consumer setup, not just IT, right? So one of the, let's say the service provider can be IT, the consumer can be non-IT, or vice versa. ITIL V4 will be applicable there. And that's why you will see this in ITIL V4's official documentation also. They are not writing IT service management anymore much. So why I bring up this point is it is an important discrimination to know that ITIL V4 is not just about ITSM or IT service management anymore. It is, they are slowly distinguishing themselves and becoming a whole service management framework, not just IT service management framework. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Clear. Thanks.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, these small things, whenever if you go to become an ITIL certified engineer, they will ask you on these things. Hence, I thought of bringing this up. Now, what did we see the other four dimensions? If anyone recalls, we saw dimension number one as in the image just above.
Organization and
Organizations
Organizations
and
and
people.
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 Correct. So, organizations and people. Okay. Right? So if I was to tell you, basically it is all about skills, roles, the culture you follow in your organization, right? Etc. etc. Okay. Communication, yeah, one more thing. So these are the things that this dimension of ITIL deals with. So organization and people talks about skills, roles, culture, communication, etc. Next, what did we
Information and
Information and
technology.
technology.
information and
Technology.
correct. Good. Any guesses what this might be talking about? So you have
IT systems and applications.
IT system and applications, but if I was to be more granular in terms of like fields, talks about the data models. So let's say you have an Excel, what data are you capturing? How are you storing your data? So yeah, the data models, right? Then you have your tools and automation. Very, very important in this AI world. That is why ITL V4 is also getting so much of popularity because it is AI compatible. So in the AI adoption era also, we are going more towards our organizations by me, I mean, or by us, we mean when organizations When organizations are moving towards AI, they are going more towards tools, using AI tools. They're going more towards automation. Yes or no, guys? Okay. Next up, you have,
Partners and suppliers.
yes, good. See, we have people with some great memory over here. Partners and suppliers. What does this talk about? This talks about vendors, talks about contracts that you have.
Relationship with other organization.
Yes. So,
Internet.
and when you talk about relationship, the most important thing to mention in the contracts and with vendors is shared risk. Basically, what each one is responsible for and where the risk is shared. Okay. Why this shared risk is important, I'll give you an example. So let's say you are partner with OpenAI. Let's say your organization is partner with OpenAI. So OpenAI is a vendor. You are its customer, right? And your chatbot, which serves the customer. Let's say if you are a food delivery app like Grab, where the customer complaints are addressed by the chatbot automatically. So if OpenAI goes down for some time, your chatbot also goes down, right? In that case, it should be mentioned in the contract who shares the risk. Like, is it OpenAI's fault or is it your fault or both? Now, this kind of thing is inevitable. OpenAI is bound to go down sometime. It can't stay up for 100% of the time forever. So it is included in the shared risk. So when you form contracts, it is always very, very important to have clarity on what is the vendor's risk. Vendor's risk is basically what you can demand compensation for, or you can deduct money for. And what is a shared risk? Basically, things you accept that are natural and you cannot hold them accountable for. So that's a shared risk. I hope I'm clear.
Yes.
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 Then last one is value streams and processes. Value stream and processes. It is the simplest one to understand. It is end-to-end flow that creates value. Okay, end-to-end flow that create value. So if you neglect any one of these four dimensions, right, service quality will suffer. I'm including a note on this in red. Okay, basically, if you ignore or neglect any of the above, service, basically, if you're ignoring any of the above, you are ignoring people or suppliers, etc. Then service quality is bound to suffer. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll quickly switch back to our presentation and we will talk about the service value system and then I'll elaborate that. I hope you guys can see the PPT.
Yes.
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 Okay. So, what is service value system? This is also known as the heart of ITIL, especially heart of ITIL V4. Before V4, this service value system did not exist. This is a terminology that has come up in V4 of ITIL. Now, the SPS basically shows how everything fits together in ITIL. So it has, as you can see, guiding principles. 7 guiding principles are there. Guiding principles are your decision-making North Stars. North Star metrics. Then you have your governance. You can see the blue dotted line, okay, encompassing everything. This is governance is basically how the leadership of an organization or an enterprise directs and monitors the services. How the leadership sees the services, how the leadership makes sure that the services are in process, are in place, are working properly. So that's governance. Then you have your service value chain, the core blue box, okay. This is the operating model. It has 6 smaller boxes. These are known as, each one is known as activity. Each one is known as activity. So in the service value chain, you have plan as an activity, you have design and transition as an activity, you have obtain and build as an activity, engage as an activity, deliver and support as an activity, and improve as an activity. So basically, this is the value you are providing. And this, all of these should be values that you are providing to the end customer as a service provider. Then you have practices. There are 34 total practices. The practices are nothing but capabilities you adopt. Capabilities you adopt, right? And they are across general practices, service-based practices, technical practices. Okay. And then there is continual improvement. Continual improvement means a process or a technique to always be improving based on your learnings. So like the example that I was giving you, whenever you solve a problem or a P1, P2 ticket, you add it to the knowledge base, so that whenever similar issue is again encountered by a new employee or by a by the same team again, you already know how to solve it and what worked. So this system that you see over here is intentionally holistic and adaptable. It is very looking very generic or high level. That is by intention. So, so that you can, is it by intention? One more major thing happened in ITIL V4. How many of you have heard of Agile? How many of you have heard of Agile, guys?
Agile Kanban.
Kanban is a little bit different. Agile is a methodology, right, of working, where you work in sprints. You have user stories, you have story logs, story points, all of that. So Agile is there, like Scrum, you might have heard of, is an implementation of Agile. Then you have DevOps. You guys have heard of DevOps, right?
Yes.
What is
Yes.
DevOps?
Like
DevOps
merging
is,
of software application.
yeah, DevOps is basically development operations.
Development operate. Yeah.
Yes. What that means is, let's say you develop an app, mobile app, or you develop a website. How do you operationalize it? That is, how do you make it live for the users, for the audience? You have to deploy it, you have to monitor it, you have to make sure it is secure, all of that. You have to make sure it is scalable, right? All of that is coming under DevOps. And how many of you have heard of lean process or Lean Six Sigma?
Me.
Yeah, can anyone tell me a little bit what it is? Just a one-liner. Yes,
Streamline.
That's to improve process by
correct.
eliminating defects.
Correct, correct. Yes, you're right, more or less correct. So you see in this diagram, tell me where, in which of the boxes or in which place will Agile be applicable? Or which box can Agile fit in? That I can do this box by using Agile.
Improve.
Plan.
Deliver and
Agile,
support.
the service value chain, essentially all of this I can do using Agile. Yes,
Ah, yes, yes.
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 DevOps, this deliver and support can come under DevOps. I can do this using DevOps practices, using Kubernetes, using Docker, etc. if I'm doing some development. Yes,
Yes, correct.
correct.
Yes, correct.
If it is on-site, I can have my on-site team do this instead of DevOps. Why I'm telling you, I'll come to in a minute. And Lean, like you said, it is to improve. I can do this continual improvement using Lean Six Sigma. Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
If I don't want to do that, if I want to do, let's say, using Kanban, I can also do that. So intentionally, this architecture of this service value system of ITIL V4 is in a way that you can implement each box using maybe Agile, maybe Scrum, something else that you like. So it is kept flexible. It is telling you to do these things. How you are doing, it's not specifying that anymore. So ITIL V4 doesn't really go into the hard specification of how you will plan, of how you will design and transition, of how you will deliver and support. That you can do by incorporating other smaller frameworks in multiple places. Like I told you, these things can be done very easily using Agile. A continual improvement can be done using Lean Six Sigma. DevOps can be used for delivering and support or for the value outcomes. So all of that is flexible. Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And let me know at any point of time, guys, because you guys are higher in number. If anybody cannot see the screen or if anybody is not able to read something on the screen, let me know. I will zoom in. Okay. Clear about this whole service value system? This is
Yes.
essentially not a fixed set of rules. It is a system that you follow to ensure that you are giving high quality service as a service provider. Clear?
Yes.
Good. Now, let us come to the seven guiding principles. Okay, here I had mentioned this just as a box. I am elaborating on it now. Okay, seven guiding principles. Now, first guiding principle is focus on value, right? What that means is if if you are taking a decision or if you are providing a service, if it doesn't help your users or it doesn't help your business, don't do it. Basically, it is a principle of elimination that if you are doing something, including a feature, let's say in a product or providing a service or providing some kind of SLAs, if it is not helping your end user or helping your business or your organization, don't do it. Eliminate it. That's what principle one states. Clear? And how do you go about ensuring principle one? So let's say I'm taking the example written here of creating a report. Let's say you are creating a report as a monthly report or a weekly report to send to the client as a service provider. That this is how much, like if you have used Grammarly at any point of time or any similar such service, you would have seen Grammarly sends you weekly reports on email that you have used it on for this many changes or corrections for these many hours and which is more than X percentage of users. So if such a report doesn't help the end user, doesn't provide any meaningful information, right? And it doesn't help the business, right? Then why create it in the first place? Don't create it. So principle number one is focus on value. Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Principle number two is start where you are. What it means is you have to improve what you have already got instead of trying to build something from the ground up. It is basically that age-old saying of do not reinvent the wheel. If you have something that might not be perfect, but if you have something working, then start with that. Then improve it instead of trying to replace it from the ground up. This saves time, brings in efficiency, and lets you introspect and improve your knowledge base as well. So audit all the existing processes before building any new one. You might see that when you are building any new feature or process, that it can be a simple extension of an existing one. So do not reinvent the wheel. Then third one is progress iteratively, but sometimes this is expanded to progress iteratively with feedback. Okay, so you will see both the versions. What is progress iteratively with feedback? Basically, deliver in small steps and gather feedback. Automatically, if you use Agile or Scrum, you will achieve this because the whole principle or methodology of Agile is based around this. Progress iteratively means do not try to deliver the whole solution in one go or the whole requirement of the client in one go. So always deliver in small steps, gather feedback whether you are in the right direction or not, and then then proceed to the next iteration until you finish it. So do not wait for the perfect SOP. Ship V1 of the SOP to the client, see if it is working, gather feedback, improve, do V2, V3, V4, and so on. Got it?
Yes.
Next, collaborate and promote visibility. Basically, what it means is if you are working internally across different teams, which is a likely scenario, and if you're working or collaborating with the client as well, which is not so common, but it still does exist in real time, especially if you're a banking kind of setup or if you are working in public sector, right? So if you are collaborating either internally with different teams or with the client, you should promote visibility. That means you have to create dashboards or some mechanism like a shared Google Sheet or a shared Google Doc that work is visible in real time to all the involved parties, right? This promotes transparency, and the benefit that you get out of it most is that it reduces the chances for any confusion or any assumption on any end. Clear?
Yes.
Good. Then think and work holistically. Anyone can try to take a guess what it means?
It's like you're thinking ahead of what's gonna happen, what would be the next steps, or what possible problem could arise from that specific system or workflow.
Okay. Basically, think and work holistically tells you to see the entire service, not just one team slice. When, especially if you're at a leadership level or if you're at a monitoring level, you have to see how the entire service is functioning, not just how one team or different teams are functioning or working in silos. So you have to see the SLAs are being met for the entire service, not just by specific team. And you have to solve for that. So you have to think end to end. That is, think and work holistically, right? Next one, keep it simple and practical. Essentially, what it says is cut any noise and prioritize only essentials. Do not keep 15 elaborate steps, only write the essential steps. Okay. If you try to be too granular, then nobody will follow it. So you have to simplify. And then the last one is optimize and automate. Basically, you have to improve processes such that you can automate the right things, but not everything. Automate, like written over here, automate repeatable tasks like ticket routing, alert mechanisms. So humans can be freed for taking judgment calls. Understood?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, okay. So we have already discussed the 4 dimensions. Okay. Next, I will tell you 6 activities. The plan, improve. We'll see the 4 dimensions actually applied. Yes. Now, before I move, let me tell you about those some external factors that is a little bit important. So every service has to balance all the 4 dimensions, right? That we have already discussed. But there might be some external factors that you also have to account for when providing service. Like right now, with the war going on, right? Some external factors are at play, the political, geopolitical situations, right? The fuel crisis, all of that. So the economic conditions, the sanctions, some social, technological, legal, and environmental factors you might have to consider when providing service. Or when as a consumer also consuming service. So this is known as external factors are known as PESTLE, PESTLE. So political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. So PESTLE. You have to account for those as well, other than the 4 dimensions established by ITIL V4. Right? So 4 dimensions, how do you apply, let's say, organizations, and I'm talking about, let's say, in an AI world, let's say, with AI already in our workforce, right? How will your 4 dimensions look like? So organizations and people will now also include agents, AI agents that might be used for, let's say, customer service or getting the first level of ticket, interacting with the customers, understanding their problem. So, do your L1 agents can be people or AI agents, do they know when to escalate, when to attempt resolution themselves? Do they have this clear distinction or SOP? Okay. Then you have achieved this. So, skill gap, uh, when you see there are more number of wrong escalations, that means you have to work at this dimension. Or when SLAs are being breached a lot, you have to work on organizations and people. That is how you get to know that. Information and technology, that means is your knowledge base up to date? Can you trace the root cause of issues by going through error logs, right? So if you are, do you have enough information available to troubleshoot problems? Do you have working manuals? Do you have technical manuals, right? If your MTTR, does anyone know what is MTTR? Like SLA, it is also a term, service-based term. Yes, anyone knows what is MTTR? No?
Mean time to restore.
Mean time to recovery. Recovery or restore? Okay. Mean time to recovery is basically when a service is out, right? How long did it take, right? The thing that we are describing for SLA, right? It's actually MTTR. Mean time to recovery is how long it took to fix, to get it up and running again. That is MTTR. If you are having longer MTTRs, that means there is something wrong with your information and technology. Either resilience layer is not built in, or there isn't sufficient manuals or tooling available for the team to resolve it. So you have to work on the information and technology layer dimension. Then partners and supplies, right? When a vendor SLA slip, does your system or does your dashboard flag it that the SLA has been breached by the vendor, right? So if these are not being flagged in real time to you, then it will cause potential harm to your business in the long run. And your internal SLAs are also bound to fail. If not now, then definitely in the future. Finally, value streams and processes. So how many approval steps does a change need, right? So if a simple change needs 10 steps of approval, then it is over-engineered, right? Which will basically result in a bottleneck. Complex processes, complex changes should need a huge amount of verification and approvals. even from the highest of level, but simplest of changes should not be that complex. So it should basically be proportionate to the value. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now let's go. We will come to this practice. So this MTTR is mean time to resolve or mean time to recovery, right? Let's see a incident response life cycle, basically, right? So when an incident occurs, like service goes down, it is first detected and logged, right? It is detected and logged. That is how things start. Then automatically, this is where automation should come in. Categorization should be done, whether it is a P1, P2, P3, or P4 level incident, and you categorize it and auto assign the priority, right? Auto assign the priority. Depending on priorities, it is assigned to a priority and complexity as well. It is assigned to L1, L2, or L3 level support engineer, who investigates and diagnoses this, finds out the root cause, finds out if similar issues have already been resolved in the past, right? So they try to fix and recover this and verify that the solution will stick. Finally, once it is verified, they will close and review it, right? Now, in between, what can happen? Let's say it is a P3 level incident. So it is assigned to L1 engineer, the junior or low level engineer. Then L1 is not able to solve, they can escalate to L2. L2 can escalate to L3. If L3 is still not able to solve, it is escalated organization wide as a major incident, right? So MTTR is the time between this and this, the red and the green box, mean time to resolve. Okay. First call resolution percentage is uh, between the time that it was detected and logged, right, to when it was assigned and acknowledged by the L1 engineer. That is first call resolution percentage. SLA compliance means, if let's say to solve such issues, you have kept an SLA of 30 minutes, right? Then did it get solved under that SLA or not? If it did, it will come under compliance, or else it will be an SLA breach, right? And if this issue was solved, if it has to be reopened again, if the fix got broken, then that is also known as reopen rate. And then there is escalation rate. Escalation means if it was assigned to L1, if they had to escalate to L2, L2 had to escalate to L3, each of these is counted as an escalation. So all of these are bad things. SLA compliance percentage, the higher it is, the better for your enterprise. Reopen rate, the lower it is, the better. Ideally, zero should be the target. Escalation rate also similarly, ideally zero. If it is not zero, what does that mean? Which box has problem? If escalation rate is not zero or is high, which box out of the ones that you see has a problem?
Investigate and diagnose.
Which one? No. If escalation rate is high, which box has a problem? Think, guys.
Solve and recover.
Sorry, which one?
Resolve and recover.
Nope. Escalation rate. Escalation means this one is escalation, L1, L2, L3.
Investigate and
Assign.
diagnose.
No. Categorize and prioritize. Why? Because that is the mechanism you have in place to categorize an incident to a responsible engineer, right? So if you would have categorized correctly, when can escalation happen? Once in a while, yes, there might be some complicated ticket. Once in a while, that the categorization is correct, but that engineer simply can't solve it, so they escalate it. But if your escalation rate is going high, that means problem is with this yellow box. It is not categorizing correctly. It is not categorizing and assigning correctly. Understood?
Yes.
That
Yes.
means
Yes. Yes.
similarly, right? If reopen rate is high, then which box is to blame?
Resolve and recover.
Resolve and recover. And who is to blame for that? The engineer who had been assigned, because he or she is responsible for resolving. So resolve and recover and close and review. The manager who also reviews this, both are accountable for high reopen rate, right? Because just resolve and recover is not the final step. It is also reviewed. So actually the main box I would pick is this one. The person who reviewed should have flagged it. But if it makes through both, then this is the main culprit box, the close and review one. Understood?
Yes.
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 Similarly, if SLA compliance percentage is low, right, then your entire pipeline has something wrong, right? Somewhere something is wrong. You have to revisit all of the sub steps. Everyone is getting it?
Yes.
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 Okay. Now, let's come to this categorize and prioritize. Very, very, very important. Okay. So let's see. This is known as a prioritization matrix. Like I told you, priority is basically a factor of impact and urgency. What is impact and what is urgency? Let's see them one by one. What is impact, guys? Can you can even explain with an example? Or I'll give you two situations, right? Let's say uh, let's say in your you are working out of office, right? And in your office, the printing machine breaks down. Okay, this is one situation. Okay, this is one incident. The printing machine is not working. Another situation is the Wi-Fi router is not working. Whose impact will be higher on the overall enterprise?
The Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
How were you able to determine that? A, because printer going down is not critical, and B, it doesn't affect all the people working. Not everyone is using printer all the time, right? It's used
Correct.
very rarely. So you basically determined impact by number of affected count and along with criticality. Same thing. Whenever a service goes down, let's say, if a lot of other services or users are impacted, it is high impact. If medium number are impacted, medium impact. If low or very few users are impacted, it is low impact, right? Impact, everyone is clear?
Yes.
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 Now let's come to urgency. Okay, urgency. Both might seem the same, but they are not the same. Urgency can be, right? Let's say same situation, but I will change scenario B now. Okay. Scenario A, printer goes down, okay, and scenario B is, let's say, uh, the the light in the working area is not not operational. The lights in the working area, Wi-Fi is working, but the lights in the working area are not operational. Which one is more urgent to fix? Let's say both are same impact for the sake of this discussion. Which one is more urgent to fix?
The light that is not working.
Light.
The
Why?
lights.
The printer.
The printer. No, the light would still be more urgent because in absence of printer, you can still make do with PDFs. But in the absence of light, you have about 12 hours. You have till evening. After evening, work will start getting hampered. So it is urgent to fix the lights. Or at your home, if the water pump goes out, you still have some time, some water in the tank for it to be fixed. Versus, let's say, the main power unit goes out, right? Then you have to fix it urgently because nothing will work. Neither the refrigerator, nor TV, nor the Wi-Fi router might have a backup for some time, but you are running on short-term backup, right? So it's more urgent to fix the power unit. So similarly, urgency is how quickly it needs a fix, right? Not everything high impact is highly urgent. Usually both are correlated, but not always the case. Sometimes impact can be high, or let me explain with a different scenario. Let's say there are two high impact incidents which have occurred, right? Too high impact. Then which one needs fixing first? Too high impact can be, let's say, the Microsoft Teams is not working because of some organizational policy change, some configuration change. Teams for no one is working in the organization, and at the same time, Wi-Fi router is also not working. Both are uh, high impact incidents. Which one should you fix first? Which is more
The
urgent?
Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi router.
Correct. Yes.
Wi-Fi.
Yes. You understood how
Yes.
even for high impact urgency can be different, right? So this is your prioritization matrix, and these are the different kinds of priority we have. Usually on a scale of P1 to P4, sometimes this P1 critical is also known as P0. P0 means right now, ASAP. So this is called P1 critical or P0 as well, which basically is high impact and highly urgent. Generally, SLA for solving this kind of issues is just 15 minutes. Then you have high impact, medium urgency, 1 hour, high impact, low urgency, generally up to 4 hours. All P2s are usually 4 hours. P1s are 1 hour. P3 can range anywhere between 8 hours to a day. But P0 is usually 15 to 30 minutes. No, not more than that. Understood this prioritization matrix, and it is again representative as a general standard, but different organizations can have different ranges. Like AWS's metrics will look much more tighter than this. Clear, guys?
Yes,
Yes.
clear.
Yes,
Yes.
got it.
Okay. Now, this is so we have incident management. Now we'll come to problem management. Okay. What is problem? Problem basically means if one incident occurs again and again, generally we define a threshold. Threshold like I have taken here 3. So if the same incident has occurred, let's say in a quarter or in a month, I can define a time period as well. One thing that is missing here is time period. So if the same incident occurs 3 times over a decade, it's not a problem. So time period is also important over here. Time period along with a threshold can define a problem. So same incident, let's say, occurs 3 times in a month, then it's a problem, right? So for problem, we create a problem record. That means we document the problem that now this incident has repeated. This is the pattern that is observed and it is officially a problem. So for all problems, we do an RCA, root cause analysis, right? And with root cause analysis, we first try to find in our incident records what is the known cause or what is the known logs, what are the workarounds which have worked so far. Workaround means the problem is not fixed, it's just a temporary patch. And then finally you work on the permanent fix or root fix, okay, RFC. So this is reactive problem management. What is reactive problem management, guys? That means problem has occurred multiple times. Now I am fixing it. Then there is something which is called proactive problem management. All leadership, all CEOs love this. They use this term that, or all managers, they use this term that you are very reactive in your work. and not you should be proactive. In problem management also, proactive problem management is preferred. Proactive problem management is where AI also can come into picture. So if you go through your logs, AI can detect trends and AI can detect patterns, right? Which may become recurring incidents, which are not yet recurring incident, but have the potential to become recurring incident. So you identify the problems early and you do all of these steps, problem record, you do the RCA, you fix it, you prevent a problem before it occurs. Okay. You prevent the problem before it occurs. This is proactive problem management is very, very important, especially in case of security incidents, because you cannot afford to wait for the incident to happen and again and again. You constantly have that blue teaming, red teaming approach, so that you analyze and detect problems early and fix them even before they occur. So incident management, the one that we saw before, was basically an example of firefighting when a situation occurs. Problem management is like fire prevention. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll come to change enablement after your lunch break. I guess it is about to approach 10 at your time zone, right?
Eleven.
Actually, 11.
11.
Oh, sorry.
11:22.
When is your lunch break?
Yes, Akash. Now only it's 11:30 a.m. SGT.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So you guys can go for your lunch now, and we will continue after your break. We'll continue at 12:30. All right, everyone?
Thank you.
All
Yes,
right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
See you. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys.